My mother mentioned about life insurance in the morning. So this was March 9th, 2019 on a Saturday. And when I was waiting outside the restroom area in the mall, Green Acres Mall, and it's located by the restaurants on the second floor of Green Acres Mall. She said to me, "Stop daydreaming." I was on my smartphone doing a survey. When I was in Walmart, I heard a sound pass into my ears. Now, during the morning time, the multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me what it simulated for me while I was sleeping. It showed me apartment, like hotel, and I had a ticket, more like more like a card with a room number on it, and it had a number 235. And when I checked the smartphone in the dream, it had a number 2:35 p.m. and it was shown on the smartphone. An African American guy that I never saw, that I never met was sitting on a chair just talking about video games. So there may be some errors with my writing because I wrote through very fast. And this was shown to me when I was asleep. It shows me what it simulates for me while I'm sleeping. And I never met the African American guy before. The second one, just dream after dream, waking up after one another. Another one, it shows me what it simulated while I was sleeping in bed. It shows a crowd of Asian people walking in and out the store. My mom pointed to a guy, and my mom started laughing, and I started laughing with her. So, this one was during when me and my sister was in Walmart. Not only me and my sister, also my mom. My sister said to me that mom is being annoying, and she doesn't want to stick around with her in the Walmart. So she said she was going to follow me around the electronics section. My sister asked me for my VoIP phone number in Walmart. All the other times, she could have asked me for my VoIP phone number when we was in the shelter. She had a lot of time and many opportunities to ask me for my VoIP phone number in not in Walmart, in the shelter unit. My sister said at the bus stop that people don't want me in the job because I'm crazy. So this was outside Green Acres Mall. And she knows I'm a well-behaved person. How am I crazy? I'm a well-behaved person, and I communicate with people properly. And she doesn't have enough details about me during the scenarios. March 9, 2019, at the bus stop, to actually say that I'm a crazy person. She unintentionally said that, and associate the idea of crazy and job together to be associated with me. There's a sequence already: job, crazy, and me, and that's mismatch. Because I'm a well-behaved person, and I don't argue with people. I don't talk back to people. I take my time to do the task. But anyway, a Q85 at the mall got stopped before it actually reached the intersection when it makes a sharp left turn, because two kids. Alright, so me and my mom and sister was on the Q5 bus. And then all of a sudden, the bus driver stopped next to the Q85. And the bus driver said, "What happened?" to the next bus driver on the Q85. And the passengers from the Q85 started to come on the Q5 bus, the bus that me and my mom and sister is on. Pretty much on. And then one of the passengers from the Q85, which was a Jamaican fellow, he mentioned to my mom that there was kids there was two kids harassing a couple on the bus, where the Q85 bus driver had to report the kids to the police, and the bus number is 8435. Now this matches the number during the morning time. It had the number 35, and it's shown again 35. 2 and 2 is 2 and 2, you get 4 out of it. It had the 8435, and these two kids got on the bus, like the bus that me and my sister and mom is on, and they said to one another that they're gonna come off the bus, and they got off the bus, and then the bus driver on our bus mentioned to the Q85 bus driver, stay on the bus. Stay on the bus, don't leave, stay. He shouted he opened his door and he shouted out loud to the bus driver, and he stayed on the bus. And there was this white police officer for the Nassau County Police got on the bus, and I saw that. I said, it felt like it happened before. I said to myself, this happened before. When I saw the white male police Nassau County officer got on the bus and running straight towards the back of the bus, I said it felt like it happened. I felt like I saw this scene before. This existent scene. My mother and sister stayed up with the lights to 11:30 p.m. and they usually be in bed with the light off. I'm saying to myself, not again. This is another sequence here. And they just start talking. Early in the morning, my sister was talking very loud when I was sleeping. As midnight morning, she and my mother made loud noises while going to the bathroom. My mother said that after her and my sister leave, I will wake up knowing they both left. This is more than one time now. My mom had been saying this. This is becoming a habit. This is a sequence. There's a sequence, and there's a detail of the sequences. The detail of the sequence is the intention of my mom telling me that when she leaves, she knows what I'm gonna do inside the unit. She's telling me that when she leaves with my sister out the door, and I wake up, she knows what I'm gonna do. She's telling me that she knows that I'm gonna wake up after she closes the door and go straight to my computer. This is more than one time this has been happening now, and she's just started doing this during February of 2019. When I told my mother that I'm not going to see the case manager, she just mentioned, "You gonna do the Aunt B?" And Aunt B, what happened during August 27, 2011, it was the most abnormal human behavior and more like the most that was the unhealthiest communication and behavior that I received from my family and my mom and my cousins and my aunt and strangers. They started ganging up on me, the cops, because before the cops arrived, Isaac and my sister was downstairs in the basement, and Isaac was hitting my sister with a yellow toy bat, and then my sister started complaining to Isaac, "Why you're doing that?" And then she ran upstairs, and I was left alone with Isaac, and he started hitting me with the yellow toy bat, and he started punching me in my private part, and then he continued to keep doing that, and I was trying to actually get him upstairs and open the door so I could inform his mother that Isaac is misbehaving. Not only his mother, either my mom or his mother. Now, she said to me, you're going to do the Aunt B again," and this is the same thing that she did to me during February 27, 2019, with Mr. Jacob Humphreys and the 24 hours watch guard / security guard, Mr. Miliotos. I gave Mr. Miliotos a nickname to call him. That's his code name. And when I banged on the wall, she said, "You're gonna do Aunt B again." And I said to myself, what does Aunt B have to do with me banging? Because I never banged an Aunt B. She's trying the idea that the multi-agent quantum AI computers had embedded through cryptographic keys is to remind me. It sets her to release. Banging was an action, and it allows the cryptographic key to actually run in the script and it clocks in. And she reminded that this is the intention, to remind me of the scenario, to remind me of the behavior that I was put in, the behavior that I did during the time. She's trying to relate those two behaviors and trying to remind me of the scenario of Aunt B. Aunt B is a separate situation from the shelter situation. She's relating them without being aware of her intended thoughts, to remind me that this is going to be going the Aunt B route. Because Mr. Humphreys, Jacob Humphreys, adds Miss Turner. So Mr. Jacob Humphrey is an employment specialist, and the multi-agent quantum AI computers added him to the category on January. So around this week. And that's the first time I saw Mr. Jacob Humphreys. She's relating them without being aware of her intended thoughts to remind me that it's going to go the Aunt B route. Aunt B scenario is where I was in the basement, and the shelter scenario is where I'm going outside every weekday, going to the library or church and apply for jobs. By her telling me about Aunt B without being aware, she is implying that the intention of the shelter situation is to isolate me in this location. Now, this is a hazard isolated location. So the employees can take advantage of me being in this situation. I've been in this situation since what month? April 11, 2018. And now the employee sees me, the employees in the basement see me in this situation for that long and see that I'm not having any job, because the multi-agent quantum AI computers strictly manage the jobs. They raise the criteria on me. They raise it. So they can take advantage of me being in this situation where no one offered me into a job to support, just to socially support me, and knowing that the employees itself derailing me from going to college. My mother mentioned that Mr. Bam Bam, the security guard, must have been told by the employment specialist, Mr. Jacob Humphreys, and other employees to keep an eye out on me. Around 5 p.m., me and my sister passed by Mr. Jacob. Mr. Jacob just passed by me like he never saw me before. During the evening time, my mother said that the doctor said that she had something behind her eyeball. Alright, Tuesday, March 12th, 2019. So this one was March 11, 2019. This one was March 10, 2019. Alright. So March 12, 2019, Tuesday, an Asian female, early 20s, sat next to me in the Queen's Library. So this lady, this Asian female, has many opportunities to sit in different seats. There's a whole bunch of available seats at the time, and you can see there's a number 835. See the number? Like, that's number 835. This is 48. Hold on. There you go. And she was a very short Asian female. She sat next to me. I'm saying to myself, why would she sit next to me? There's a whole bunch of seats. Why is she next to me? As soon as I uploaded a video about remapping city and weather, I used the video game as an example to demonstrate how the multi-agent quantum AI computers can remap the city weather and human behavior. And after I uploaded that, an argument had broke out in the Queen's Library between a lady around her early 40s and a lady around her late 30s. They started arguing with one another. The multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me a park and played music in the background. It showed me a music artist that I used to listen to back when I was a teenager named Tupac. And it's been focused on it, the whole Tupac, for the whole entire week. I even have a screenshot of it. When I was going on Twitch and I saw the Capcom Fighters Twitch channel, a person mentioned about Fudo listening to Tupac, and I said it's directed at me. It's the whole entire week has been about this, about relating me to him. Showed me a park, and it played music in the background of what it simulated. So a guy on YouTube mentioned to me from one of my posts, Drew 8. So this was an airplane video. He mentioned last line or apostrophes when specifying plurals, and this is the reason why that the artificial intelligence made this person criticize my writing comprehension. The reason why is because I actually specify the people and the events very clearly. It clearly identifies the people and the scenarios of airplane crashing, and it doesn't want people to interpret that response. By him, the person, by saying that to me, can actually inform others about my writing comprehension. It is personal. It is a personal response. And after I gave him a response about my smartphone and it was well phrased, the next person commented and said, your profile pitch is gay. My mother mentioned that I keep repeating the same thing about what Miss Turner is doing to me, and she just repeated. She said I repeated myself, but she said the phrase first rather than me. So she's the one who repeated herself. Now let's go back to the AI text about my reading comprehension and punctuation during dreams. The AI text showed me what it simulated about my writing comprehension and punctuation during my dream. And then March 12, 2019. But this comment here on YouTube was a comment on Sunday. So this was a Sunday comment. This person here on YouTube left a comment on Sunday, March 10, 2019. Mr. Miliotos in the library. So this is March 13, 2019. Mr. Miliotos is... Alright, Mr. Miliotos walked in the library, the front entrance of the library, and he just went straight to the back of the library, and he saw me and my mom. My mom said that he was looking at me and her. So the artificial intelligence, the multi-agent quantum AI computer showed me prototype text. It showed me the phrase prototype. My mother said her eyes hurts and her brain. All the shelter employees in front of the desk just started talking about going, alright, so hold on. Alright, let's go with this. In McDonald's, 2 shelter employees, a social worker and another employee, went out for lunch, and we saw them in McDonald's. And as soon as they left out the door, the Indian lady who's employed in the shelter looked back at me and my mom. And my mom said they're only getting paid because they get paid for homeless people living here. This is the reason why. And I said, there you go again. It shows my mom saying that the people get paid for us living here, showing that this is a human experimentation. She's implying that someone put all the homeless, someone put people here to be in this category. When she mentioned the word homeless, because there's no animals. Do you see any homeless animals? Homeless pigeon? You don't see any homeless pigeons? There's no. It's only here. It's only human beings. Pigeons don't even have a religion or education. Only human beings, part of human experimentation. My mother texted me during the afternoon while I was on my Chromebook, but she told me that when she got to the library, she said she texted me on my smartphone, but I was on my Chromebook writing online. Alright, a Muslim lady around her late 40s just sat next to me, so this was before my mom arrived. and started talking about her. She can't see without her glasses, and you notice the phrase "she can't see without her glasses," and it's referring to my mom because my mom was talking about her eyes. My mother said her eyes hurts and her brain. All right, so there's a sequence there, and by writing each and every single one of those scenarios down, you can actually learn how to create a method for the multi-agent quantum AI computers at the exact time. You do it the same time. It's just mentioned about her eyes. My mother said her eyes hurts and her brain. All the shelter employees in the front desk just started talking about going to see their shelter, the case manager. Then when the people are there, there's the 24-hour watch guard. They always make a sign. Me and my mom signed the daily login sheet for the shelter before seeing the case manager, but they said go see the case manager first. This is the first time that they did this. The case manager asked my age for the youth program that goes up to 24 years old. When I told her that I'm 26 years old, she said, "Oh shit." And this is the first time I ever heard a case manager, say that phrase. Especially, this shows her that her job character is unsuitable for her, and she's really personally attached to her own personal meanings towards me as an African American 26-year-old male. And it shows that the multi-agent quantum AI computers is allowing the case manager, Ms. Turner, to take advantage of me being at this age and being put in this category for as long as possible. It shows that she's taking advantage of me. Mother tells me that I repeated the same thing about handing the case manager the CUNY email paper, and she didn't email the CUNY employee, but she just stated what I just said. So this is what you did before. This is the second time my mom is doing this to me. Thursday, March 14, 2019. So alright, let's go first. Where would I start it first? Here. Hold on. I just texted my mom about her tax refund, and a few minutes later, she said that my sister will be coming off the bus with balloons. My sister's text a few minutes after mom texted me saying that she is going to be late, and a few minutes my sister said she's walking from the hill. My sister went to McDonald's, and here goes another pattern. All the booths in the McDonald's was unavailable, and the only booth available was, it shows me how the multi-agent quantum AI computers remapped that city McDonald's within this area to make the people feel the need to crave for food at that exact time. And all the booths was unavailable, and the only booth available was in front of the young Asian lady in her early 20s. And I said, you see, there goes another pattern. And the receipt number that my sister had was 232. Miss Palik, the security guard, so that's her code name. The security guard mentioned to my sister if it's her birthday, and my sister said yes. Miss Palik and Mr. Mabuto said happy birthday. Mr. Mabuto is a supervisor. So Friday, March 15, 2019, the AI showed me text about YouTube while sleeping. My mother said that my sister has a stomachache from the food she ate yesterday, and her menstrual is also starting. My mother mentioned that sister had a big hamburger and a milkshake. We also had Popeye's popcorn spicy chicken. My mother addressed that I'm too big for. All right, so when she talked about the liquid, right, I go, I go, I go to the store with my book bag, and the store employees is very. Their mentality about the African Americans is strictly set, and when I went to Dollar General during the first time I came back to New York during April to more like March, more like come back to live in this area during April 2018, a Muslim lady confronted me of stealing. And she said to me, "Open up your jacket. Let me see what you have in your jacket." And I showed her what I have, and I had nothing. And the people around here don't like when people, especially African Americans, go in the store with their book bags. And I have a lot of personal items in my book bags. And now my mom is taking advantage of me. My mother addressed that I'm too big for that. When she's talking about the liquid, she's saying why there's no juice in the refrigerator. And then she mentioned I'm too big for that. I know that when I was living here in New York City, and when I was a little kid, I would always go to the store, go shopping. I take my scooter and go to Key Food by myself and go shopping for the grocery that she had told me to purchase when she was talking about liquid. I said to myself, wow. Alright. Sister started lashing out on my mom during the morning time. AI mentioned the word did. It just says a sound. When I'm sleeping in the dream, it just says the word did. It just mocks whatever I write on the line, on the internet. So this is in the library, 3:30 p.m. The library bathroom in the lobby is closed for cleanup. This is no time. My sister came from her teenage section in the library, and she went to the area that I was sitting in, and she mentioned let's go home for 22 p.m. Alright, let's focus on March 16, 2019. So, alright, the first thing that happened on the bus, on the N24 bus to Westbury, my mom talked about my memory. Alright, so there's one I didn't add. When me and my mom and sister went to Olive Garden, and my mom and me and my sister sat in a booth, and there was a waitress, and she said, what do we want to order? So I ordered the salmon, my mom ordered the salmon, and my sister ordered the salmon. I mean, not salmon. She ordered the salad. And the waitress mentioned that there's a side dish for me and my mom for ordering the salad. I mean, not the salad. For ordering the salmon. Sorry, I'm rushing here. For ordering the salmon, there's a side dish that comes with it. The option is salad or soup. And my mom said that me and her wants salad. And then the waitress, comes back with a bowl of salad and also 3 drinks. My sister ordered raspberry iced tea for a drink. My mom ordered ginger ale, and I ordered raspberry lemonade. So I didn't get to add that. And my mom is saying to me, "What's going on here?" After when my mom sat down and she saw that there's a salad and she saw the drinks, she said, "Here, let's eat some of this." And then also it comes with garlic bread. So I had some of the garlic bread and I had some of the salad. And then the lady brought the salmon at least 10 minutes later. And my mom's saying something's not right here. We were supposed to have our own salad. And then she mentioned about dysfunction. We always have some sort of dysfunctionalness happening here. This is she's saying that the waitress didn't communicate with her properly. And the total amount was $63 for the food. But my sister had a gift card from her school. One of the employees from the school gave her a $50 Olive Garden gift card. And my mom had to pay at least how much? My mom said she gave the waitress $50, and she got back $20. And then my mom mentioned that the tip was $12. And my mom said, there's always something happening. There's always some dysfunctionalness going on when it comes to us. And before going to Olive Garden, my sister said that she didn't want to go to Olive Garden because the way she dressed. My sister said to us, and to my mom, more like to my mom, she was focused on communicating with my mom rather than saying that the people gonna criticize her for the way she dressed with her baggy clothes and her hair. All right, so let's focus on Walmart. So my mom and my sister wanted to go to the bathroom, and then at the bathroom, my mom and my sister said they're going to the clothes area. So I went to check for their earbuds, and the earbuds was all locked, and I needed a Walmart employee to unlock it, but I said, you know what, forget it. So I went to the electronics section, and was looking at the Chromebooks. So at 5:10 p.m., a Filipino young female approached me in the Westbury Walmart electronics section, asking me for a donation for starving citizens in the Philippines. She also shook my hand, so I noticed that the multi-agent quantum AI computers has been doing it for the whole entire week, using Asian females. And I haven't shaken a female hand besides my mom and my sister, outside the family, female. I never shaken a female hand before, or had a straight conversation with a female like that for a very long time, besides the case manager. And her hand feels really nice and soft and small. And I learned it's also sexual. And she had a chart filled with names and phone numbers of people. And even though I told the Filipino young female that I do not have any money, she still stood there looking at me, and she had braces. And I said, wait a second, this reminds me of another pattern. It reminds me of what the multi-agent quantum AI computers showed me back between August to September 2014, where it showed a Filipino. One Filipino. It showed me two Filipino girls, one from a different class and one from my class. And the female that it showed me had braces, and she's Filipino. And I remember back in around summer 2010, my father girlfriend asked me what type of girls do I like. I said Filipino. I just said that out just to see the reaction on her face. And this is the first time that this happened to me in a Walmart. Besides, during 2016, there was one white female and an African American female who approached me and asking me about if I want to join the church, and they gave me a high five. The little white female gave me a high five, but this one was a different approach here. This was a Filipino young female, and this was that she's asking me for money. And even though I told her, I have it recorded too, even though I told her that, she still stood there. She stood there a very long time, just kept looking at me. And then I said, forget it. I keep shaking my hand, but she still and then I did it again, she left. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I felt like I was put in an awkward situation, and that's it. The reaction is on point. I was put in an awkward situation. This was the multi-agent quantum AI computers who clocked her in. So, the blueberry 24 waffles, right? That's the only flavor and variety that Walmart have for blueberry waffle. So I picked up the 24, and it had the time step had a number 152. The number 52. The artificial intelligence is keep showing me the number 52. Just like what it mentioned about the guy back in January 2019. He mentioned about how do I know that the artificial intelligence is humanity, and I noticed that he just dared to derail me, and he's confused. So the idea is to confuse me. Sorry, my throat is dry. Confuse me with him, and also derail my intention of the idea, so I won't be able to think that the multi-agent quantum AI computers managing humanity 24/7. My mother said by time 5 years, she just talked to me and she was just, I'm like, what? She said jobs, and then she said older, and I said, what? What are you talking about? And my sister intervened into the conversation, and she said, just stop talking, forget about it, just stop talking. There's no way I could forget about what my mom said. She said a personal response towards me. It had references that's directed to me. So you can see, so it uses Filipino young female, March 16, 2019. Alright. This one here, this one was like a Chinese. I say Japanese Chinese, more like Chinese. Young Chinese Asian lady. And the same goes for here. An Asian female. Alright, so this is it for the video.